You're not gonna... I want to die. I just had the worst first impression of my life. I came tagging along to work with my mom today. She is currently in the nice lady's house while I'm in the car contemplating my life choices, all right? Yeah. So, I'm lactose intolerant, okay? And my husband tells me all the time, stop drinking milk, stop eating dairy products. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not fine. Anyways, I went and I got a cookout milkshake, okay? My favorite, M&M milkshake. I finish the M&M milkshake, okay? And then I feel something brewing in my stomach. It's like... So, I had to go use the bathroom. Which you do. If you didn't know this, my mom owns a cleaning business, all right? And she has her employees. So we come to this house with her employees, all right? So there's multiple people in this house at this point. My mom introduces me to her client. She's like, oh, this is my daughter, Isabella. Yeah, hi. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. Very nice to meet you. And then my mom was like, she just wanted to come in real quick, use your bathroom really quickly. Is that all right? And then the sweet little old lady is like, yeah, that's fine. You could use the bathroom that's right here next to us. Meantime, my stomach is pits of hell sound. My stomach quiets down for a little bit. It's like, chill, you know? I gotta go to the bathroom, but it's not like perfect. All right, this is gonna be done and easy. No. The worst part is that they were like right outside the bathroom because the bathroom's right next to the living room. I hear them talking. All right, I hear them talking. And then all of a sudden, I just let out the biggest fart. And it's not just one fart. It's that one that you can't stop. And all you hear is silence. My soul left my body at that point. I get out of the bathroom and they're right there. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I don't know why, but my natural instinct was to just look at the old lady and be like, thank you. As I was walking out of the house, y'all, it gets worse. One of my mom's employees was on the second floor, so she didn't hear it, okay? The employee comes down as I'm walking out, and she walks inside the bathroom, and all you hear is, ugh! Oh my God.
I think it's safe to say we have all had those moments where our body betrays us in the most inconvenient way possible, but this one takes the cake. Eating something that you're allergic to is already a risky move, but then to add instant consequences, a stranger's bathroom, and then the embarrassment of leaving the lingering souvenir behind, it's a whole new level of just embarrassment and of course awkwardness. Honestly, I feel for her because when nature calls, there's nothing that you can absolutely do, and I mean there's no time to think. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. You don't know, it's a favorite island girl, Jody here from the 876. As you can see, guys, from the title, from the intro, from the thumbnail, from it all, we're gonna dive into some of the most embarrassing moments that will definitely make your day. I'm sure we have all had those please help me disappear moments, but these TikTok awkwardness is a whole new level. From epic fails to just hilarious mishaps, these TikTok stories will have you just screaming just a little bit, and of course suffering from secondhand embarrassing. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for the full ride for this one. But before we get into all of this mess, no pun intended, please remember, guys, to just like this video for your girl. It's an easy and free way to of course support my channel, and if you're new, please consider subscribing by dropping hit that subscribe button before. And if you want an official big up to the Islanders family, you can drop some palm trees for the right yourself down in the comment section so we can officially welcome you to the Islanders family. First, you know, I'm never keep the joke over here for myself. You know that I definitely want to hear from you. Yes, tell me. You know, so over here, so we have family, you can share it. What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you? Share your stories, of course, down below, because I'm sure we can relate to one or two of them. I mean, with that being said, let's keep watching.
It's come to my attention that I've never shared the most embarrassing day of my life. This happened about 5 years ago, and I think about it often because it truly humbled me. So let me take you back. I'm like 19, 20. I'm going on a work trip, and I'm getting flown to New York with my best friend. And we are getting wined and dined by this client. I'm feeling like I'm in Gossip Girl. I'm going to all the hot spots. I'm feeling myself. Little did I know that the universe was like, Jacqueline, we gotta humble you. We can't let your head get too big. So at the end of this trip, my friend and I decided to extend the stay and enjoy New York off the clock for a little bit. And we thought we were gonna be really cool and go to Dumbo's Soho House, spend the day there, suntan. This spot has like some of the best views of the city. To really paint the picture, this is what the house looks like. It's beautiful. It's already like a no phones environment. Everyone there seems like there's someone. I'm already out of my element. So me and my friend, we get to the pool bright and early. We want to secure a day bed. So like the little dorks we are, we roll up right at 9 a.m. We sit ourselves down on one of those little day beds and we're like, we're going to stay here all day. Look at us. How cool is life? It was midsummer, so it was super busy. It was popping all day. The pool is packed. We're making friends. Vibes are good. At this point, it's maybe like 12:30, 1 o'clock. We've just been suntanning all day. And I kind of noticed the pool starts to clear out. And I'm thinking it's lunchtime. Everyone's going to grab a little bite. You know what? Perfect time for me to finally get in the pool and cool off. As I walk on over, I realize there's no one in the pool. And I'm thinking, score, I got the pool to myself. Are you kidding me? So I jump on in. I dive in, hair under. I'm fully in the water. And I'm like, what better time to do some laps? I'm going to get some exercise. So I'm doing the breaststroke. I'm butterflying. I'm swimming back and forth. I at least did like 3 laps lengthwise of the pool. By like the second lap, I'm noticing everyone's kind of watching me and I'm thinking, oh my God, do I look that good? Should I be an Olympic swimmer? I'm feeling myself. And every time I pop out of the water, I'm realizing like everyone's staring at me. Again, rose-colored glasses. I think things are well. I'm at the opposite side of the pool now. I look back and I see my friend still on the daybed and she's kind of like waving. She's like, Jacqueline, hey, come on. I'm like, friend, leave me be. I'm having a moment. People are watching me. So I keep swimming and it's not until I see a staff member come over and kind of crouch down at the side of the pool and he's like, ma'am, can you come over here? Ma'am, you need to get out. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, ma'am, a child has shit in the pool. We've cleared out the pool. A kid has shit in the pool. At this point, everyone is staring at me. I've been fully submerged. My hair is dripping in the shit water. He's like, ma'am, let me help you out of the pool. So I jump out of the pool. I kind of shake off the water. And he goes, ma'am, follow me. I'm going to hose you off. I'm going to rinse you off right now. This man pulls out like an industrial hose in the main pool area where everyone's watching still. And he hoses me off in front of everyone. When I tell you, easy 200 people. Like the pool was packed. Everyone is watching this happen. My friend is still on the daybed, dying laughing at this whole thing. I'm standing there getting hosed off. And the sweet staff, he was so apologetic. He's like, I thought I told everyone at the pool to get out. I don't know how you didn't hear. I don't know how we missed you. So I dropped my head and I sauntered back over to the daybed. Not one person said a word to me as I walked back. All of the staff was, I think, so embarrassed for me and felt so bad that they ended up giving me and my friend free drinks and food for the rest of the day, which we took advantage of and we stayed till close. It was honestly a really grounding experience and something that I think needed to happen in that exact moment of my life. Because whenever you think you're hot shit, you in fact are swimming in shit.
The country where I felt the most embarrassed was visiting Guinea. Oh, Guinea. Oh, Guinea. Guinea humbled me so much that I show up as my best self every day because of that country. Let me tell you why. I traveled to Guinea's border via car from Sierra Leone, right? We ditch the car at the border, pay some cops to watch the car while we take an Okada across the border. It's cheaper for you to take a bike across the border to Guinea and take public transportation instead of taking your own personal vehicle through the border because they will charge you up the ass if you bring your own car. One thing about Africa, cash is king and they're gonna make sure they get their coins by any means. So the way I traveled to get to Guinea was to go through the bush to basically go to a makeshift customs because they ask less questions than if you go through real customs and it's cheaper. So that's what I did. So when I get to customs, the girl at the table was looking me up and down. And I don't speak French, but I know for a fact when someone is talking shit about me. And she was looking me up and down because of what I was wearing. That should have been my first sign that I was in for a treat visiting this country. Basically, I wasn't even wearing anything that bad. I don't wear anything revealing. I actually dressed kind of modestly, I believe, in my opinion. The dress, or like, it wasn't even a dress. I was wearing like a skirt and it actually went past my knees. And then I was wearing a shirt that was showing just my arms, but everything else was covered. Like, it was showing like part of my arms, but that was it. But like, looking back to that moment, I don't even think that she was looking at it like I wasn't dressed modest enough. I think she was looking at it like, you look terrible. So anyways, when we get past the border, we are taking any means of transportation except for a plane at this point just to get to Conakry. Keep in mind, along the way, you are getting robbed because every single cop wants a little piece of the pie. You know, they want a little bit of coin themselves. I don't blame them. They don't get paid a lot of money and they don't be asking for a lot. But there was one cop that asked for a lot and I was not okay with that. So anyways, we get to Conakry and the first thing that I noticed is that not only am I underdressed and I look like a lost orphan, but everyone is dressed to the nines. It did not matter where I went. Everyone was dressed so nice. They were dressed so well. I was so embarrassed because I was like, I did not get the memo that everybody and their mama and they daddy and the kids, even the kids, everybody looked so good. I did not get the memo. I was straight embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that I actually the next day immediately, like expeditiously went shopping. I can't make this up. Not only was everyone dressed up so good, they were dressed up, like, to put this into perspective, everyone was dressed up so good that I thought there was an event or some holiday or something going on, but no, because I asked, I was like, is there something going on? Am I missing the memo? Like, what's going on? No, everybody in Guinea just dresses so well. They dress up, they show up looking good. They make sure they do not step out the house looking crazy. And the women, they are so beautiful. I was so embarrassed that it made me really look at myself and be like, Kiera, you really need to do better because it's a damn shame that you look like a crust bucket. You look like a crust bucket. You need to do better. Okay, you need to show up better in this world because there's just no way. Okay, I will never be humbled ever again. I've learned my lesson. Don't go to Guinea looking crazy. That's all I gotta say.
One of the worst things that could ever happen to any single human being on this earth happened to me today, and I got it on camera. Let me show you. Just for some quick context, I was in the Uber and I was doing my lashes. I stuck this lash on and I noticed that there wasn't much of a difference. So I was thinking, oh, the eyelash serum that I've been using is clearly working because my lashes have grown. So let me take a video. So this is me just filming my lashes, right? And then he says, beautiful. If you didn't catch that, he said the words beautiful. I responded how any normal person would after receiving a compliment. And I said, thank you. Only to look up and see he put his window down and was pointing at a hotel where a bride and groom were having their wedding. I didn't catch him saying thank you, but here's the reaction.
I thought you were speaking about me. Oh. Oh, that's funny.
I honestly don't even know what to say.
Talk about secondhand embarrassment, but honestly though, she's beautiful for real. I guess he should have looked, on the opposite side and see that he's also sitting beside a beauty. Let me know if you agree. Now, picture this, right? A woman decides to spice things up by spontaneously flashing her husband, only to realize that her father-in-law was also sitting in the car. Talk about an awkward family moment. I'm sure that this is one of those moments where she wished the ground could have just opened up and just take her in kind of situations. It made me laugh. I mean, after the embarrassment wears off, of course. And the beauty about this story is that we also got the husband's perspective, which I think it made it so much funnier. But anyway, me not laugh out the joke. Let's keep watching the full story to see how it all went down. Let's watch.
Okay, here goes nothing. I just wanna... Okay, I'm trying to compose myself. So Devin texted me today, and he said, will you bring my wallet outside? And I was like, sure, is it upstairs? And he was like, yeah. So I run upstairs, get his wallet, and I take it outside. We live in the middle of nowhere, okay? It's Tuesday. I'm gonna, it's the most boring day of the week. I look around, no one is outside. Our crew is all in the barns. No one is outside. And he's driving up to the driveway, and I have this cute little cropped hoodie on, and it really is cute. And I decide I'm gonna be a little spicy. And I flash him, and I just see his arms going, and I look, the sun was glaring on the windshield, and my father-in-law was in there with Devin. I literally threw the wallet on the driveway and ran inside and came up to my closet and locked myself in my closet because I'm never going outside again. I might divorce Devin so I can get out of this situation and I never have to see my father-in-law again. Like, I don't know. I will never emotionally recover from this. I don't even know, like, what you do to get yourself out of that situation. He'll never, how do I ever look at him again?
So we all know the story. I need my wallet, drive up, Bridget flashes me and my dad, and everything that entailed thereafter on her side. So let's do it from my perception, the flashy, right? So text her coming up. I needed to go in the garage anyway, but she came out as we're driving up, and I was like, well, you didn't need to do that, but that's great. Coming up, walks to the edge of the driveway, has this weird smirk on her face, and then a quick little boop. And like, I have that split second of, yes. And then the realization that my dad's right next to us. So, right after I do a quick little high five, but I don't, I'm like, no, you gotta stop. Please stop. And dad's like, oh, wallet and a show. And then you see Bridget's face like, what's going on? And then she sees my dad. And color, what little she has in her face, was gone. Literally chucks the wallet at me and just runs inside her little dainty run that she does. And just like, oh my God. And whatever she did after that. But Dad and I had a good laugh and never talked of it again.
Confession time. I'm actually a very cringe person, and there's a lot of embarrassing shit that I've done. I need to share it with you guys so it gets off my chest and stops haunting me. After I finished my musical theater, I was feeling like pretty confident with my singing abilities. By the way, I've never been a good singer. But for whatever reason, I was feeling extra confident that day, and I decided I was going to bless my Snapchat audience with an a cappella performance of Hallelujah in my bathroom. I've deleted all evidence that this ever existed, but I did do it, and it was my public story, and probably about 200 people viewed it. I know it had to be bad because, one, again, I can't sing, but also, like, nobody replied to my story. Pretty sure my friends didn't even comment because they were like, we're not gonna encourage this. We cannot let this become like a weekly thing that she does. Another time, this was also on my Snapchat. I was going on a trip the next day. I had to go to bed early and I had a lot of excess energy. And for some reason, I was like, what could I do with this excess energy? I know, I'll just start doing like gymnastics in my room. I start doing like handstands and stuff. I'm like, this is so hilarious. Like, I'm so quirky. Let's post this. Let's let the world know. I post a video of me doing like a handstand on my bed with the caption like, when you have too much energy before your trip, because, you know, everyone needs to know that I know how to do a handstand. That one genuinely keeps me up. Like, people that saw that were probably like, why do you gotta be so weird all the time? When I was a kid, it was one of my friend's birthday parties. I'm in the birthday party room and there's like another birthday party also going on. The whole night they were bringing out food for the parties. My friend's mom calls me over. The waiter is holding like a plate of nachos. And she's like, Gemma, what do you think of this? And I just go, ooh, yum. And I grab one of the nachos and eat it. Turns out she wasn't asking me, what do you think of this? Like, try the nacho, see if it's good. It was actually a nacho for the other birthday party that was happening next to us. And my friend's mom just asked, oh, can we see that? Like, see if we would want it, you know? And she was asking for my opinion, you know, like as a kid. So I just ate this person's nachos, like right in front of them. And the server was like stunned. They didn't know what to do. They were like, I was so embarrassed. One time in high school, I was feeling a little bit gassy. I knew that a toot was inevitable. I was just planning how I'm going to toot when I'm in class. I guess I could have asked to be like excused, but you know how teachers are always like really mean about that? Why didn't you go at lunch? I wasn't gonna excuse myself. I needed to toot during class. So I have this genius idea that I can drop my binder, and while I drop my binder, I'll toot, and then no one will hear the toot. They'll hear the binder dropping. This was not the best plan because what ended up happening is I dropped my binder, I tooted after I dropped my binder, but when the binder dropped, it made a loud thud sound, so everyone looked back at me. As soon as they looked back at me, I just farted. I worked as a server at this one restaurant, and I feel like I had awkward interactions daily. One time I was serving a family and they had like 6 plates of stuff they were sharing and they ate it all. And when I went to go clean it up, they did the typical joke of like, oh my god, we hated it. You know, normally I just like laugh and go like, ha 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 ha. This time I decided like, oh, I'll riff off them a little bit, you know, I'll play into the joke. So I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Want me to get my manager? And then they just got really serious and they were like, no, we were joking. Yeah, me too. So just remember, if you are cringe, I was cringe before you, and it's okay. Bye, guys.
I'm about to tell y'all about the top 5 most embarrassing moments of my life that happened last night. So I'm driving into DC to meet Sayana at Gypsy Kitchen, which was delicious. And like, I finally get to Florida Avenue. I'm like 5 minutes away. And my car starts shaking. So I'm like, oh my god, this thing malfunctioning? Like, what's going on? And then it shuts off. It just stops driving. Like, it's slowing down. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it just, like, stops. Mind you, I am in the middle of the street. So I'm like, oh my god, my car's breaking down. And then a thing comes up, and it says, contact roadside assistance, fuel empty. So, y'all, like, I'm gonna be honest. I have a terrible, like, my boyfriend fills up my tank, right? So I have a terrible habit of, I don't even look at my gas tank. Like, I'm not even kidding. I had no idea that the whole time I was driving to the restaurant, my tank must have been on E. So I'm literally on Florida Avenue. If y'all know, like, you know, right by when you get off by the Wendy's, that right at the beginning of Florida, and there's a super trapped out ghetto ass gas station right there. It's like a mobile, whatever, right? So I'm not exaggerating. I am on the street across from it. My car can't even make it to the gas station. This is actually so embarrassing for me to even be sharing. So I'm like, oh my god, I have to get out, put my hazards on. People are honking at me, of course. And I have to go across the street to this gas station, get a little bucket thing, bring it back, and fill up my tank. Y'all, so I get the bucket, right? And sitting down right next to the attendant was this guy who was like a homeless guy, and he was clearly like drugged out or whatever. Once I get the bucket, he stands up. Like, he like stands up and starts walking towards me. I'm like, what? And I'm just like, okay, like backing up. He's like mumbling. I'm like, what? So he's like leaning towards me like this, like easily 10 inches from me. So I'm like backing up. So then I like start moving to the right. He's like following me dead in the eyes. Following with me to the point where I'm like running, right? Then I had to start running and screaming, somebody get this man away from me, somebody help me. So there was like this lady there and this other guy, and some people came from across the street, but she had something on her because she was like, he better tighten up, I'm gonna tighten his ass up. I was like, period. So I get to my car finally. I cross the street. I have the little pump thing, and I'm trying to put it into the hole so the gas can go in, and it's literally just spilling everywhere. I'm on the phone and we're like, it's not working. Like, I was about to cry, and then I see this guy walking down the street, and I'm like, can you please help me? And he literally takes his AirPods out, and he's like, yeah. And then he basically did it for me. Then he walked across the street and pumped my gas for me, just like an amazing person, hugged me, and said Happy New Year.
Running out of gas because you're used to your boyfriend always filling up your tank is definitely one of those oops kind of moments. And I mean, not the Oops, like in Britney Spears. Don't get it twisted. So it is so easy to get comfortable when someone usually takes care of the little things, or what we consider the little things. But when reality hits, it's definitely a wake-up call for sure. The story definitely highlights how we can unintentionally take small habits for granted. Big up yourself to all the partners who are out there to make their partners' lives, a little bit more easier. Probably a good idea, to keep your eyes on the fuel tank moving forward, and I'm sure that's a lesson learned. Next clip, I don't need to say much, but ask yourself this question: is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's kite surfing. Let's watch.
Oh my fucking god, I cannot believe that I just did that. I have never left the beach so fast in my life. I am so embarrassed. So tell me how the people were kites.
Be with me while I share my most embarrassing dating story. This embarrassing story happened with my husband, so obviously things are okay. I'm kind of sure every girl has one of these stories, but I'm hoping it didn't involve your boyfriend. This was a couple months into Sam and I dating, so we were pretty comfortable around each other. Now, obviously still not like on this basis, like that usually takes a minute. We're hanging out. Really, we were making out. I feel like I shared this in my first kiss story, but we'd like to go drive to like lookout points and get in the back of Sam's truck and make out. So we were doing that. Like in the middle of the day, we skipped class, just kissing in the back seat, and then we were just like hanging out and chatting and cuddling, and I was kind of like sitting on his lap, talking, and then we're like, okay, we should probably go. What's weird about this is I did not notice this happening at all when it was happening. I didn't feel it, which usually I do. Let me backtrack. So, like springtime, I was wearing some cute light tan shorts. I'm wearing white shorts. We get up, decide to leave, and as I'm like hopping off his lap and climbing out of the truck, I look down at his pants and I had blood on his tan shorts. A circle this big. I'm mortified. I watched Sam see it and he was kind of just like, and then I just start bawling. Like I don't say a word. I just start hysterically crying. I was like, ah! Sam, poor Sam. Didn't know what to do with himself, but he also handled it so well for being like a 17-year-old boy. He was like, it's okay, don't worry about it. Like, it's okay, let's just take you home. So, but what was funny is I could tell he was like pretty sicked out by it, but he was being very nice. And like, he was just like, it's okay, don't worry. Like, didn't want to touch it, didn't want to look at it, nothing. I'm crying. I get in the front seat. He's like, don't worry, let's take you home. So he drives me home. I'm crying. Like, we still haven't talked about it. I'm just like an emotional wreck. Didn't even like feel it. Like, usually I feel like when I bleed through something, I could feel it. I get to my house, I am just still crying. He's like, don't worry about it, I'm just gonna go home. So he races home. Tells me this too after he doesn't even touch it. He's like, I had to take off my pants and I was like trying so hard not to like touch it. It's so funny though, because now like when we talk back about it, it's just so funny how he's like, oh my gosh, I tried to play it so cool, but I was like, whoa, what is happening? He changes his pants, he comes back to my house like literally within 15 minutes and then hung out for the rest of the day. And I mean, some guys would have been like, okay, that's a deal breaker for me, but Sam was just like, I mean, he was definitely like, whoa, this is weird, because that had never happened to him. We're still pretty fresh, so it's not like I told him like, oh, I'm on my period right now, and then eventually, of course, we got to that point. But that really broke things in for us, and honestly, it was one of the reasons why I like fell in love with Sam so quickly, is he was just so cool, so just, I don't know, down to earth and awesome about everything. Yeah, it was super embarrassing. He was just so cool about it, and was just like, whatever, that after that, honestly, nothing embarrassed me in front of him. Like, every girl has some sort of, like, period bleed through story. And that was my first and only, and it was on my boyfriend. So that was pretty rough. But luckily it was with Sam, because I think if it had been anyone else, it would have been terrible.
So this one time, my friend invited me to this housewarming party because he was like, Kirsten, like, I'm only gonna know the owner of the house. Like, it's gonna be super awkward. Like, can you come with me just so I'll have like someone else that's gonna be there? And I was like, okay, like, sure. So I go to this housewarming party. I don't know anyone, and I really have to use the bathroom. So I was like, hey, like, may I use your restroom? I go to use their restroom, and then of course I clog it, right? So that was super awkward because I had to go to them, and I was like, hey, like, I'm so sorry, like, I clogged your guys' toilet. But they're super cool, and they're like, oh no, it's okay. Like, the plumbing is super weird. Like, that happens all the time. Like, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, thanks. I go to sit down. I'm just chilling in my chair. I wasn't like tipping it or anything, but I am kind of a fidgeter, so I guess I was moving around. I don't know how, but I broke the chair. Yeah! And I did fall, but that was the least of my worries. I anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just broke your chair. And they were like, no, like, you're so good. Like, we got it at DI, which is the, like, the thrift store in Utah. It's like the Goodwill. And they're like, it's fine, it's secondhand. And I was like, okay. So then homegirl brings over dinner, and it's like chili and a baked potato, but I had already ate, and so I was like, Jordan, that's my friend who I was with. I was like, Jordan, I'm so full, but I already like clogged this woman's toilet. I already broke their chair. Like, I'm not gonna not eat her food. I was like, can you please eat my baked potato for me? And he was like, yeah, sure, like hand it over. And as I'm handing him over my baked potato, I dropped it. Yeah, on their carpet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I just spilled my baked potato. And the woman was like, it's okay. We just bought a new steamer. I've been dying to try it.
My Pilates instructor just called me fat. I'm just still trying to make that make sense in any context, and it simply does not. Oh my god. Okay, so story time. Here's the tea. Okay, so I normally live in Los Angeles. I am in Oregon right now, and I'm also training to be a Pilates instructor. And I tried a new studio today. I just start to kind of tune in to her instruction and some of her comments, and I was like, wow, this woman is like hitting us with a lot of backhanded compliments. And it seems to me like the other ladies in this class, like she must teach all the time and they're kind of her little posse. Class continues, class goes on. We are doing swan. So essentially that's when you have that big box, that long box on your reformer, and you're lying on your stomach, you're lying prone, and you have your legs, your arms extended out in front of you, and you're pushing away from the foot bar. And when you come back up, you are essentially like arching your back, pulling in your stomach muscles, pulling in your butt muscles, all the muscles, you're flexing everything, and you are lifting your body above. She's been eyeing me all class, which I hope so. I'm new to your class, of course. Like, please keep eyes on me. I love that. She comes over and she's like, do I have permission to touch and address you? And I was like, absolutely. Like, I would, yes, absolutely. So I'm up in the swan, and she's poking my side, like, and I'm literally like, whoa, like, also a little dangerous, but I was like, okay. And she was like, you should be flexing right here. You should feel it right here. And I was like, yes, chef, sure do. I'm feeling it, absolutely. And she's like, right here though, right here. Like, I should be feeling that muscle. And I was like, that muscle is as flexed as she's gonna be. And like I said, I do not pretend to know everything, but I was like, I feel it there. Like, we are here together. I get you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I'm feeling what you're touching, okay? And she like kind of looks at me and she goes, for someone this thick, you should really feel it more. When I tell you I clocked out. I shook my head like I was in Scooby-Doo and looked at her, and I'm like dying laughing. Not that it really matters too. I am not a big gal. I'm a skinny mini lady. Even if I was thick though, pardon me? What? Don't even know where to begin. We just kind of move on, and she was pretty flustered because I was hysterically laughing. Like, I wasn't even hiding it. Of course, I'm like it comes from a little bit of embarrassment and also just like the absurdity of the comment. Like, I was like, are you fuck real right now? I can't even handle it. So she continues class, and then she continues to make like a couple of comments like, if you're a little bit bigger, what does size have anything to do with your Pilates practice? Nothing. Your size has nothing to do with the strength that you have in your body. Like, you could be the tiniest little skinny little nugget, and you could have like very little strength compared to somebody who is like a plus size woman or a plus size person. They could be way stronger and hold that plank for 10 minutes. You have no idea. Weight has nothing to do with anything. And I didn't speak to her after class. I literally kept staring at her because I wanted her to say something to me, because I was kind of like, what is wrong with you? I won't be returning for a multitude of reasons. But I don't know. I guess all I can take away from that is it's a learning experience. Like I said, like I myself am training to be a Pilates instructor, and you know what? You will never, ever hear something like that come out of my mouth to anyone that takes my class, or anyone ever anyway. Like, I will be spitting sunshines and rainbows and just so much positivity. Like, you came to a class. I'm so proud of you. Let's get it. Let's get it going. Oh, I just really can't get over that. Wow.
Wow, indeed. To wrap things up, it's clear that you have all had our fair share of embarrassing moments, whether it's just a TikTok fail or just an awkward situation that makes us just want to hide or just disappear or blend into the wall or the trees or whatever it is. The beauty is that we can all laugh about the moment, a couple of months or years down the line. Sometimes some of our most cringeworthy experiences end up being the funniest stories to tell later on, especially at the family gatherings. So yeah, that's the takeaway from it. This is where we're going to wrap up today's video for today. If you have enjoyed the content and you haven't already done so, remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to continue to watch more laughable or relatable videos like these, you can go ahead and click that up next video right here on your screen so you can enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, thank you so much again for watching until the end of another video. My name is Jody and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, what good?